Hello everyone, you're welcome on your favorite podcast show, Lifeaholic, A Better Change, with your favorite hosts, me Sagardeep Chaudhary and my dear friend, Kaushik Dash. It has become your favorite show, right? I guess so. And even if it is not, it will be for sure. Because we believe in ourselves. And more than that, we believe in you. Hope you're all safe, happy, and having a great time. And a gentle reminder from us. Life is beautiful and it's a really great day to be alive. So what our today's episode is all about, you all must be really eager to know. In today's episode, we are going to talk about that one factor which stops us from reaching our next level, which stops us from growing. And this one thing, we all have been a victim of at least once in our lifetime. And many of us still continue doing that same old mistake. That one thing is our habit of always being right under any condition in any situation, or we can even term it as our lack of open-minded attitude. We human beings love the feeling of always being right, as it makes us feel validated. It is in the very human nature to criticize everyone else but not themselves, to always think that they are right and the rest of the world is wrong. But I am not saying that we should not be right. It's just that when we get trapped by our own loop of always being right, always being superior, we lose our ability to learn anything new and to grow our mindset. So yes, let's dive deeper into the show to learn more about today's topic.
Let me give you a situation which you can relate to. You are conversing with your friend, and according to your friend, management is the key in life. But according to you, it's the planning. Now we all know that both are equally important. But your friend is not ready to accept the fact that it's important. According to him, there can only be one correct option, and that will be his management. You tried your best to make him understand, but at last you can't change his opinion. He firmly stands with what he thinks correct according to him. Ever happened with you? If not, start conversing on a serious topic with anyone and you will surely experience it. Now my point is, no one should ever think like I'm right always. Let me tell you a fact. We are always wrong. The difference is we are less wrong now than we were before. Similarly, we are more wrong now than we will be in future. Let me repeat it once again. We are always wrong. The difference is we are less wrong now than we were before. Similarly, we are more wrong now than we will be in future. We constantly learn and experience this world, and our perspective changes, and we correct our mistakes regularly. One such example will be, try to look at your childhood Facebook pictures and look at your social media pictures now. You get it right. At that time, those editings were awesome for you. Now they are just lame, and you laugh at yourself whenever you look at those pictures. It's the same for everything. Sometimes there's more than one correct answer, and you should try to understand it. Life will become easier for you. You can only do this when you let yourself open up a little bit. You should let yourself open to new perspective, new discoveries, and new experiences. Open-minded people tend to be more successful than close-minded ones. Sometimes our ego holds us back not to accept what the other person says, and sometimes pride does it. Open-minded people can take in the thoughts of others without losing their ability to think well. They can hold two or more conflicting concepts in their mind and go back and forth between them to assess their relative merits. Open-minded people tend to approach life with an open mindset, an eagerness to learn, a curiosity to learn, and a willingness to be wrong. The other group digs their heels, and at the first sign of disagreement, man, I would rather die than be wrong. Actually, it's the human nature. They always love to be right, and that's a very bad thing. If you always try to be correct, then you will never learn and you will never realize your mistakes, isn't it? Start questioning yourself. Can I be wrong? Rather than I could be wrong, but he was also wrong. The second statement is very dangerous as it gives you the illusion of being open-minded. Question yourself, judge it by yourself, whether correct or wrong. Think about various situations, put yourself in that situation and apply those new perspective which you got to know and find out. Similarly, I want you guys to judge what we say. Don't believe us blindly. You judge it yourself.
But are we born as a person who always wants to be right? No, definitely not. Every one of us are born as a seeker, as a learner, always trying our best to learn new things and finding the right answer by actually finding the right answer and not just by assuming or believing certain facts. But as we grow up, we turn into believers. We hold on to ourselves certain beliefs that are actually taught by our parents, teachers, society. And according to us, these beliefs can never be wrong. We usually accept those beliefs as our ultimate truth because we want to feel that we are a part of a certain community or a group with the same beliefs. And that is why seekers are always alone and believers, they are always in groups. I guess all of you know about Socrates. Socrates was the greatest Greek philosopher and also the founder of Western philosophy. He lived his whole life based on a simple concept. True knowledge exists in knowing that you know nothing. According to him, the wisest person in a room is not the one who knows everything, but the one who is always ready to question every belief, every truth, and keep an open-minded learning attitude. I mean, just think about it for a second. Most of us spend our entire lifetime getting trapped by our own dogmas, which entirely stops our learning process and creates a rabbit hole of our own belief system beyond which we can never go. But is it possible to get out of this cage of close-minded attitude and become more and more open-minded? I will say yes, it is possible. It might take some time, but it is possible. And we can practice being open-minded by following some simple teeny tiny steps. The most important thing we all can do right now to become more open-minded is to leave our ego, our self-esteem, or stature, or whatever you want to say at the door before entering into a conversation. This will immediately open new doors of knowledge for us. Secondly, I will say, write all the beliefs that you have stacked up in your mind and start questioning them. Like, if you know that you are a Buddhist and you believe that Buddhism is the only true religion of God, then start asking yourself, what is Buddhism? How I became a Buddhist? And why am I a Buddhist? And are there any other religion that can be the true religion of God other than Buddhism? Thus, when we start asking ourselves and our own beliefs, we start getting more and more deep answers, and our mindset, it starts expanding. The next thing I will point out to is don't believe everything you read or listen to. I mean, everyone is writing and talking based on their own beliefs. So always keep that in mind. And the last thing I will say is always try to approach things like a beginner, as if you don't know anything about the subject, with an intention to learn something new. This little change in perspective is your fundamental access to the realm of open-mindedness. And I genuinely hope that these little small changes will make you guys become more open-minded, develop a growth mindset, and see the world from a whole new different perspective. Now I would like to end today's episode on a note that even we are not perfect, we are also in the same process like you guys. Don't just think that we are different than any one of you, but it's just that we started improving ourselves, taking small single step at a time. So I will say, if we can do this, if we can improve ourselves, then I believe you all can also.